Okay, see you later.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Lost Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian Cosby, right out of Oklahoma City. I am hanging out with Ace tonight from the band For the Record. What's up, man?
How we doing?
Good. It's kind of hard to say from the band For the Record.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's a tongue twist. So the band's out of, I guess, Central California, kind of northern central, Fresno area.
North Central, SenCal, Ska Punk, whatever. We say we're from Fresno because people know where that is.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone does know what Fresno is. And a ska band. You don't hear too many ska bands. So when I found you guys were coming on the show, I was kind of excited because ska is like one of my favorite. Like growing up, I used to love listening to ska music because it kind of had, especially like during like the early 2000s with like Real Big Fish and bands like that making the scene. So tell us about your guys' band. When did you guys start and what's the band all about?
God, if you want to go from when I hatched the idea, I was maybe a year out of high school. So like 2009, 2010. Okay. We didn't really become a band until about 2011. That's when we played like our first show. And we're like, okay, like we're doing this. Yeah, I mean, it kind of started out like I just like ska, and I've always wanted to, be in a band, but I didn't know any horn players at the time. So originally we were a 3-piece. We're gonna do like the whole Sublime thing, I guess. That hurts. I'm not a. We'll circle back to that.
Okay. So when the band first started, and Sharon says Fresno. LOL. I like Fresno.
How about, I'll meet you halfway. Fres, maybe. How about that?
I think Fresno is kind of in the middle. There's not really a whole lot, I don't think, on the way to Fresno. But anyways, going back to your band. So when the band first started out, was it already always going to be a ska band? Or was it like more of like kind of a pop punk kind of thing and then decided to bring horns in?
I always wanted to be in a ska band, so I started trying to source horn players like really, really early. When I started at community college, that's when I met my best friend Nico, who played trombone. So he's still with us. He's like OG For the Record, going on 10 years now. And then I met like a couple other kids because he was in band. He was like, oh, I think I know like a sax player and a trumpet player. But I mean, ever since then, we've been between like a 5 and a 6-piece. At worst a 4, but I mean,
it would be so hard having a ska band without, because you got to have your basic players, right? I mean, you have most bands, you have 3 or 4, but then with ska, you got to throw in the trumpets or the horns. What is it? What instrument does he? What kind of horns do you guys have?
So right on a good day, we have trombone, a sax of some kind, and trumpet. But not nowadays, we're kind of rocking with a trombone and a bari sax.
I feel like it's hard to find. I feel like it'd be hard to start a ska band because a lot of people that play stereotypically people that are in band in high school and play trumpet and horns aren't really in the punk scene. I mean, not always, obviously, but is it hard to find players and then also to commit to a band?
Yes. The biggest issue that we've had is people are like, I love ska and I would love to play in your band. However, I am also going to like a college where I am playing my instrument and I don't really have time. Because a big issue that we used to have is that like Nico went to Fresno. Nico and Nathaniel, aka Becky, our sax player, they both went to Fresno State and they were in the Bulldog marching band. So it's like, well, Fridays I'm out because I have to be at football games,
right?
Like playing, and if not that, then I have a rehearsal XYZ day, and then it's like, well, we have a show on Saturday, and they're like, I'm tired. I don't
yeah, because they're doing. Yeah, dude. If you
and like you can't do anything about it because it's like, well, like shit, you've been playing your horn like at least 2 hours a day for like 5 days a week. Like I get it.
Their mouth probably hurts too from like the.
Yeah, dude. Like they're all chopped out. They're like, I don't want to play, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fair.
Were you guys able to get some tours going? With as busy as the members of the band might have been, were you guys able to tour? Or are you good? Do you guys do any touring at all?
So we didn't start touring until maybe 2-3 years ago. Mostly because we either had difficulties with lineup or because schedules didn't quite line up. Recently, like 2 guys in our band, our bass player and our bass player no longer is, but he was at one point in time, and our sax player is currently like teachers. So it's like, we get that window of summer and then like winter break and then maybe spring break. And that's, the week of spring break. And that's really about it. This recently we thought about going when the world kind of opened back up a little bit. We were really thinking maybe July, but our sax player is getting his master's and was going to a seminar because he wants to do like video game music and stuff. So he went to a seminar on how to like write video game music, and he was out for like 2 weeks. And I'm not gonna be like, hey, put your dreams on hold so that way I can make mine happen. So you gotta nix your thing to make my thing happen. I'm like, we'll shoot again around Christmas time, maybe. Who cares?
So
like, the world is closed off. Like,
yeah. So you said your dream, but do you feel so with the band? I guess you're the main songwriter then as well, right?
Yep, that me.
Okay, so do you write the horn music as well?
No, typically whenever we write, I'll write like the skeleton, so like verse, chorus, bridge, yada yada yada, like that whole bit. And then I'm like, okay, here's how I think everything should go. You guys do your thing now. I'm out. I've done my part.
Okay. Would you say that with the music, with the horns, does that come in after? Like, I've always wondered, because I've never asked the ska band this before. So when you're playing your music, you write the songs, the horns come in at the very end, right? Like, they don't really do they have a say in the song structure at all before, like, while the song's being written, or does that come in, like, after the fact?
So usually, I always say, like, if something sucks, like, everyone let me know. And usually people are like, well, it's happening a lot. I don't want to say it's happening more because the stuff I've been writing recently sucks. But everyone's just been getting more involved in the songwriting process, and I love it.
That's good.
Because we're starting to do stuff. Because something I'm currently kind of doing right now, like I'm kind of stuck in a rut. So, when I got 4 of the people that are like, I think we should do this at this part and move this thing over here, like in the beginning, because it sounds dope. I'm like, yeah, cool, let's do that. That's way better than my idea.
Yeah,
so no, it's cool. Like it kind of takes the pressure off me as as main songwriter a little bit.
Right. So you have one music video we're gonna play, Too Little, Too Late. Is that the only actual official music video that you guys have though, right?
Yeah, at the moment we did a kind of bullshit music video for another song that we have called It's Okay to Not Be Okay, that we did for like a submission for some festival that we didn't get on, and we're like,
I saw that. That was recorded. That was recorded in your house, or like in a house.
It was in my garage, yeah. And like the sound quality's not great. I'm like, if you want it, I could find it somewhere and we can play it. But
I found it, and when I saw Too Little, Too Late, I was like, I think this is the music video that we're gonna play. And I was actually surprised it wasn't as hard as I thought to find you guys on social media, because For the Record, like all kinds of things pop up. And there was actually another band also called For the Record, and I was like, this cannot be the band. So the best way to find For the Record is Spotify.
Yeah.
Because you type in For the Record and it says band, and I think you're the only actually band on there, and then all your links are actually on Spotify. So that really helped me out. And then once I found it, I liked the page, and now it's easy to find all the time. So yes,
they fucking better be on there. I spent like a day trying to put all that shit in.
Dude, it's on there. It's and I was like, I hope this is the band. I was like, and I asked you before we went live. I was like, this is your band, right? You're in the ska band, and, dude. And I was like, literally thinking to myself, please don't fuck with me, dude, because I thought you were gonna say, no, I'm not in a ska band. We're like in a hard metal band or something like that. I was like, fuck.
Where was the other For the Record that you found? Where were they from?
I don't know, but I think they're a cover band. I think they're like a
okay.
I think so. I think they have a girl lead singer also.
As far as I know, there's been 3. Okay, so there's us. There's that cover band, because I think that cover band's from like Michigan or some shit, like somewhere out in the Midwest.
I think so. Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, like they're recent. There's another one that's out of New York, and I remember when we first made the page, I was like, "Hey, it was okay." So it wasn't when we first made the page. We're like, okay, like because I think we started the page like April 2011 or some shit. And this For the Record from New York was kind of like starting to like gain ground a little bit. Like they had like 1,000 or 2,000 likes or some shit, and we had like 10. And I'm like, oh, man, we're a real band. Lo and behold, I waited like 2 or 3 years, and like they had kind of broke up. And so I'm like, hey, can you guys like change your name? Because like you're not really like active anymore. And they're like, no, but you guys can. I'm like, okay, well, y'all can go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
And so now they're not a band anymore, and we are. So they can
That's right. Yeah, screw them then. Hey, they're going to be, there's going to be one big band that has a similar name. Like eventually, if there's two big bands with the same name, someone's going to have to change it. But
oh yeah,
you guys won. Let's talk about your record label. So the record label, I believe, is actually, what's the name of the label again? They're from New York, though, right?
Yeah, Manic Kat Records.
Okay, so how did they pick up for the record? How did they pick you guys up?
So, God damn, you know what?
Dad joke. I'm sorry.
No, that joke happens all the time, and I don't know why, but I didn't see it coming this time. I usually like to brace myself. I basically I literally Googled like record labels that are accepting submissions, and they're like, oh, you could send it to like this address. So I put like a couple stickers and like our CD, our EP, This Is Fine. I put that like in a little bubble sleeve and was like, please sign us. We're poor. And then they did. We're still poor.
Yeah,
so that's dope.
Yeah, that's
really cool. Pete's a really good guy. Dan, our A&R rep, is dope. I mean, we have our friends Right On Kid just came up. They're coming out with an album called My Life Is a Movie. I mean, it's cool to be on a record label roster with a bunch of dope bands. Granted, we're the only ska band on there, but like I feel like we fit in just fine with like pop punk bands and stuff.
And that actually leads me to another question I was going to ask you. I was going to do it after the song, but let's go ahead and ask about it now. When you tour with bands, is it always just like ska or punk bands? And I answer that, then I'm going to ask another question. Is it mostly just like punk and other ska bands?
It's mostly like punk and pop punk bands. Okay. When we can get in with the ska band, we do. We have I do this thing where like I'm on Facebook and like if you have a musical instrument in your profile picture, like we're friends now. Like we might be useful to each other. So,
right, yeah.
That and like the ska community is like really tight knit and like we like to help each other. Like I've got friends up in Seattle and Oregon. We have Flip the Switch, our friends Flip the Switch in Sacramento. There's a couple bands out in Arizona. Like I think not Catbite. Can't remember their name right now. There's a couple bands from Arizona. Right On Kid, like they're a pop punk band, but they're a label mate and they're out in Albuquerque. So, and then there's like Be Like Max and bands like that out in Vegas. So,
dude, if you guys ever toured with a band called Right On Kid, it'd be so cool. You'd be like, for the record, Right On Kid. I don't know.
I don't know why we haven't thought about it. Now I'm mad about it.
Dude, it has to be so hard to find other ska bands to play with. I feel like ska would have to be a tight-knit community because ska is not, I wouldn't say it's one of the main genres of music. And maybe it had like a moment, but I feel like now in 2021, like I think every good ska band probably knows who each other are.
Yeah.
For the most part, or heard of them.
Yeah. There's kind of a resurgence in ska right now. Bad Time Records is kind of doing God's work with a bunch of really cool bands. Like I can't think of any other band besides Right On Kid now, and they're not even a ska band. Catbite's doing a lot of stuff. We Are the Union's doing a lot of stuff. Jer from Ska Tune Network. He plays trombone in We Are the Union, but he's doing ska covers and putting ska out in the mainstream. There's a group called the NPCs that do a lot of like ska covers and stuff, and it's like a internet-based like community band almost that does like compilations and stuff. I mean, like there are people always say, and this is like my biggest gripe. People always say ska is dead, and it's like ska's not dead. You're just not looking for it anywhere. It's there. And it's there in droves. It's just like people get stuck listening to the Real Big Fishes and the Less Than Jakes and the Boss Tones and bands like that. And that's great. Those are like my favorite bands in the world. But you can't complain about new ska when about there not being new ska when there is plenty of new ska out there. You just don't care enough to fucking look.
That's right.
It's real. I've seen it.
And I was so careful to make sure I did not say that ska was dying. I was like, I'm not going to say because you're right though. And my producer gets on me all the time about this, dude. I'll say, a band's coming up, and I'm like, oh, they're not even doing anything anymore. He's like, what are you talking about? They just come up like a new song. But if you're not looking for it, you don't know. And if you're not looking for new ska, then you're not going to find it. But yeah, I'm sure there's. I mean, I say ska's a tight knit community with all the good bands know each other. Obviously, it's an exaggeration. I'm sure there's 1,000 or thousands of ska bands out there.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like the ones that are touring and playing festivals. And I don't know if you've ever been to Texas, but Dallas. I was surprised that there was a ska scene out there.
Yeah, they have I'm not sure if it's in Dallas or if it's in Austin. There's a festival out there called Ska by Ska West, where it's just ska.
Nice.
And then there's Supernova's happening, I think this weekend. Supernova Ska Festival's out in Virginia, and then it's just called Fest, and that's down in Gainesville.
I'm surprised that when I think of ska, I think of California.
Yeah,
maybe it's because I'm from California. Maybe it's because I'm from California also, but it's very, very LA or San Diego. Like San Diego's huge in the ska scene. And when I hear ska bands, when I hear the music, it immediately reminds me of like the beach.
Yeah,
for some reason, I don't know why. It just does.
Well, because a lot of bands in the '90s, a lot of the big ska bands that came out in the '90s, like Real Big Fish, No Doubt, Sublime.
No Doubt, yeah, no Doubt was ska originally, huh?
Yeah, Tragic Kingdom is a ska album. Like
that's
absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like
totally
all those bands like stuff like that. They're all from like L.A., Orange County, Long Beach, like those places. So that's why a lot of people like in our general age bracket typically have that in their mind that they're like, oh, ska comes from California. It's like it doesn't, but like that era.
Don says there's a huge ska punk scene in Birmingham. Dawn's another co-host on the show. She does with me on Friday. She's on the show. So I didn't know that. I know. I'll tell you. And if Oklahoma City has a ska scene, then I've never heard a ska band from Oklahoma. Not saying it doesn't exist, but apparently. The what?
The Big News. They're a band from Oklahoma. I think they're from OKC. Yeah. Oh, dude, they're dope. They came out to California and we played with them. Yeah, a bunch of really cool dudes.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Let's play your music video. We talked about it earlier. Too little, too late. Yep. The only official music video that the band has. Hopefully, you guys come out with more soon. But let's check out the song. Here we go.
All right.
Now
I forgot how good my hair looked in that video.
Dude,
I haven't seen it in a while. I'm like, damn, I had a good hair day that day.
I used to have hair. so that's how that goes. Brian was commenting about, he says, I put this on earlier, I tried to bring ska bands in through Mississippi, has some
Flying Raccoon Suit. I didn't know they were from Mississippi. That's dope. Flying Raccoon Suit's fucking good.
Yeah, see, dude, I got to get more into the ska scene. Look, and here's what I got from your song. I love the pick it up, or something like that. You said when the song first started. What I like about ska is not only do you kind of have a punk feel to it, but ska also has the reggae feel to it with horns in it. So it really is the music itself is. There's a lot that goes into writing ska, and in your song, what I liked about like a lot of ska bands, you kind of go fast, and then you break it down and go slow a little bit, and then you come right back up to the energy, dude. So that's a great song.
That's what I feel. Also, heard it here first. Ska came before reggae. That's for the internet.
Oh, did it really?
Out there. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. That's a whole different podcast.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's a whole different can of worms. Well, we got shit to do.
Okay, so let's go. So are you guys going to, because this video came out like in 2018, I think, maybe 19.
Yeah.
A couple years ago at least. Okay, so with the band having 5 members, you said, right?
Yeah.
Is it hard to get everybody together to write songs? And are you guys writing new songs and coming out with a music video? That's a lot of questions in one, but I do that sometimes. So
you say that like I don't do it myself. Is it hard to get everyone together? Yes, because you have 5 different conflicting schedules that all have to line up on the on the same day for you all to be in the same place. Obviously,
right?
Does it make songwriting difficult? Yes and no. To get a whole song down with all of, the little bits and pieces and stuff, yeah, a little bit. Does it make songwriting in general hard? No, because I sit and hear. And try and put pen to paper and write music and hash stuff out. Are we writing new music? New music has been written. We're going to be coming out with an EP that is yet to be titled. I don't know what we're going to be calling it yet. There's a couple working titles. We haven't agreed on anything yet. The thing is that we were going to record and tour and do everything with that EP last year, and then the plague happened, so we haven't.
Right.
So when things the thing about being with a label is that the label is like, if you don't have a new album, you can't really tour with it. So until we get the album recorded and stuff, we can't really tour. So that's kind of.
But you have the songs are already written, right?
Yeah, songs are good and ready to go. If the label was like, hey, we have this, you need to start recording tomorrow, we're like, all right, dope, we're good. So we have the new EP coming out. We're gonna have a music video, maybe 2. I'm hoping if we have money, we'll do 2. If we have money, we'll do as many videos as we can.
Right.
And then we already have started writing our first full length. So we have songs for that. That's it's very loose and kind of nebulous right now. We have a couple songs that are yes, this is going to be on there, in various stages of mostly done.
Right. And you know what would be awesome also is because I guess you don't know when the EP's coming out. You and the label are kind of still holding off, right? You're not sure on a set date.
Yeah.
When you guys figure that out, I would definitely go on some other podcasts and talk about it, man, and get your name out there, because podcasting is a great way for people just to hear about who you guys are, and you're great to talk to, easy to talk to.
Oh,
so I think fans are going to like that. They're going to want to check the band out, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people have started podcasts during the pandemic, and I'm kind of here for it. I think that's dope.
Yeah, that's what I did.
A lot of people had nothing but time the last year, so they're like, I'm just going to do all the shit that I wanted to do.
Yeah, I have my own company, and I'm not going to blame COVID that I lost it, but I mean, it's kind of going downhill already. But that was definitely that definitely cut the rope, and I was like, what am I going to do? My wife's like, find a job. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's fine, I'll find a job, which I did. But I also like doing stuff on my own, and I've always kind of had my own business until recently, with COVID. And so podcasting was definitely a way for me to let that outlet kind of do my own thing, and it's been over a year now. And I feel like a lot of podcasts did start though during the pandemic. I feel like I wish it would have started it before the pandemic, because I just kind of joined the herd, like a bunch of other people doing it. But it's great for people. But it's great for especially bands, especially when they couldn't tour, to be able to do podcast tours is what they call them.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I like it. A lot of people started I started streaming personally. I got a full-time job sometime last year, and I kind of slowed way the fuck down. But I mean, a lot of people are streaming and doing they've started careers online, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's super cool.
Yeah, man. Do you guys have a website? Do you guys have merchandise, Bandcamp link, anything like that?
So we have all sorts of stuff. I don't know if I could put it anywhere, but we do have a website where you can get merch. Never mind, we're taking that merch store down. We have a different merch store.
Okay.
I forgot that the label was you guys have a merch store now, and we're like, all right, dope. So I'll get a link for that. Facebook and Instagram, that's usually where you can find most of our stuff. Both of them are going to be For the Record Ska, SKA. Twitter, if you want to see me and Nico fight, that's where we go to fight, because we'll both just log in and just tweet at each other and just fuck with each other. So if you like chaos, it's still For the Record Ska on Twitter. Okay. I think it's fortherecordska.bandcamp.com. Basically, if there's a place that you can do with a search function, if you put in For the Record Ska, you'll find it.
Yeah, you got to put For the Record and Ska, and also on Spotify, literally just typing For the Record. First band, I don't know if there was another band, but you're the first that popped up anyways.
As long as it's not the Britney Spears album, I'm totally cool with that, because I would search for us and it'd be that Britney Spears album. I'm like, it's a good record, but that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Dude, look, Scott is not dead. It is not dying. Let's set that. I'm trying to say For the Record.
Scott's not dead.
I'm trying to think of another way to say it instead of For the Record. But anyways, For the Record, let's just go ahead and say that Ska's not dead, and there are still awesome ska bands out there. Hopefully you guys get to tour sometime soon. You guys come out with the EP, and if you do, it'd be awesome to come over to Oklahoma. Maybe it's not you probably do mostly California tours, I would assume.
Mostly West Coast, but I mean, if we can get out to Oklahoma, I'm fucking down.
Yeah, dude. And if you guys do, let me know, because that'd be super cool, man. Everyone go check out the band For the Record. Like I said, if you can't find the links, Spotify was the best way for me to do it. And on YouTube, you do have other music videos out there, not official like that one, but you guys do have some other content on YouTube, so you can go check that as well. It's Asa, right? Asa.
You got it.
All right. For some reason, I almost said Asa or something. Asa. I think I know someone named Asa. Do I?
Probably.
I don't know. Anyways, Asa, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey,
I'm happy. And I wish the band the best of luck. And I'm looking forward to hearing your new EP and full-length album when it comes out. So don't go anywhere. Stay right there. I do want to thank everyone that listens to us. www.theloudspot.net. You can find us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. We have a Patreon page, patreon.com/theloudspot. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe if you have Apple, Spotify, whatever you have. We love all subscribers. Check out our show. We always have a great time on it. So that's all I got. Peace out, rock on, and much love. And that's how I end the show with an outro song. Here we go.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pin post has a pin show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out, rock on, much love.